I thought I'll read this one to you because it's pretty loud, so this is gonna be... She's always pretty to see, isn't she? Okay, there's music here, so I'm gonna read it to you. The United States is a corporation. U.S. Code collection. Stop it. United States means a federal corporation. Bush is the president of the corporation. And the citizens are the employees of the corporation. America is a British colony. The United States is a corporation, not a landmass, and it existed before the Revolutionary War, and the British troops did not leave until 76, and they have never left. The King of England financially backed both sides of the Revolutionary War. Nice. The United States Corporation did not declare independence from the King. Going too fast. The King of England, the United States did not declare independence from Great Britain or King George. There's skull and bones of people. There's your eye and all that. In 1604, a corporation called the Virginia Company was formed in the anticipation of the imminent influx of white Europeans, mostly British at first, into the North American continent. Its main stockholder was King James. The Bible and the original charter for the company was completed by April 10th, 1606. In full, Virginia Company of London is also called London Company, commercial trading company chartered by King James of England in April 1606 with the object of colonizing the eastern coast of North America between latitudes of blah blah. Its shareholders were Londoners, and it was distinguished from the Plymouth Company, which was chartered at the same time and composed largely of men from Plymouth. The Virginia Company owned most of the land of what we now call the USA, the Virginia Company. The British Crown and the bloodline families had rights to 50%. Yes, 50% of all gold and silver mined on the lands, plus percentage of other minerals, raw materials, blah blah. Okay. Profits from ventures. The lands of the Virginia Company were granted to the colonies under a deed of trust on lease, and therefore they could not claim ownership of the land. They could pass on the perpetual use of land to their heirs or sell the perpetual use, but they could never own it. Ownership was retained by the British Crown. I particularly wanted to film it for this part. Human being, sea monster. Lady Gaga calls you all her little monsters. Human being, sea monster, Ballantyne's Law Dictionary, 1930. Hypothecate. Ah, la la la. A human being by birth, but in some part resembling a lower animal. A human being by birth, but in some part resembling a lower animal. A monster hath no inheritable blood and cannot be heir to any land. A human birth of or offspring not having the shape of mankind, which cannot be heir to any land, albeit be brought forth in marriage. Note, under human being, Ballantyne says only sea monster. Neither of the above major law dictionaries define human being, only as a monster. You own no property. Slaves can't own property. Read the deed to the property that you think is yours. You are listed as a tenant. And I'm going to put a link to this video because this is a lot for me to read. A 1040 form is for tribute paid to Britain. It's always Britain, 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 fucking Britain. I could say that as a full-blooded Scot. I was born in Scotland. I have no reason to hate the Queen. There's no real reason for me to expose her other than the fact that I'm exposing the truth. Along with Brian, Leonard Golightly, Marshall, and all the other truth seekers and truth tellers, Alex Jones, etc. We are exposing the Queen. And that's how it must be done. These people are satanic. Social Security is not insurance or a contract, nor is there a trust fund. The criminal courts of the lands of Virginia Company were to be operated under Admiralty law, the law of the sea, and the civil courts under common law, the law of the land. This is the crucial point which I will come to in a second. The United States of America is not a country. It is a corporation owned by the same brotherhood bloodlines who owned the Virginia Company, because the USA is a Virginia Company. And if you watch Secrets in Plain Sight, you will find out the USA is nothing. It's nothing, it's nobody. Because the main office and the head office to England is somewhere in Winnipeg. And there's a direct line that goes through Winnipeg or Saskatchewan or somewhere, straight through Edinburgh, straight to Buckingham Palace. So my job, since I was born in Edinburgh, was to go after that bitch, you know who. And look, there's something waiting for her. Good times.